Hello everyone. Today's story is called Crab Goes Surfing. I hope you like it. Here we go. Crab lives in a big rock pool at the end of the beach. He is a chef. He works hard all day long, cooking for all the other creatures living in the rock pool. Crab doesn't get much spare time, but when he does, there is one thing he really enjoys doing the most. Surfing. Crab loved to surf. He was really good at it too. Really, really good. However, he did like to show off about how good he was. He often boasted to the others about his surfing skills. I am the greatest surfer on the beach, he would say, to nobody in particular. Crab always talked out loud, so everybody could hear him, but nobody listened. Crab only talked about two things, food and surfing, and it drove the other Rockpool residents balmy. Winkle and Shrimpy were getting rather fed up with Crab's endless talking. Do you know what, Crab? Said Winkle one day. I'm going to have a go at surfing myself. Crab spluttered and couldn't believe what Winkle had just told him. Ha ha ha! Don't be so silly, he replied. Winkles don't belong on a surfboard, they belong in the rock pool. That made Winkle even more determined to learn how to surf. Besides, added Crab, if you're going to learn how to surf, you're going to need a teacher. Crab thought he was being smart. I already have a teacher, replied Winkle. You do? Crab looked a little shell-shocked. Yes, Shrimpy. Shrimpy looked shocked too. Me? Yes, Shrimpy's going to teach me how to surf. I am? Yes I am, he stuttered nervously. Pah, huffed Crab, and he scuttled off to sulk in his kitchen. Meanwhile, Shrimpy took Winkle out for his first surfing lesson. Crab secretly watched Winkle's first attempt at surfing, as he struggled to stay on the surfboard. He'll never get the hang of it, he smiled to himself. Crab, being the overconfident crustacean he was, decided to show Winkle how it should be done, the crab way. Watch me, Winkle, he said. Gradually, Winkle began to get better at surfing. He learnt new tricks and rode the waves like a professional. He practiced every day. Soon Winkle became an expert surfer, and he was really enjoying himself enormously. Woohoo! This made Crab very jealous. Now Winkle was almost as good as Crab at surfing. Maybe even better. Pah! Huffed Crab. Crab decided they needed to find out who was the greatest surfer on the beach, so he organised a surfing competition. Anybody who could surf was allowed to enter. Crab, of course, was the first to put his name on the list. He was sure he was still the greatest surfer on the beach. Soon the list was completely full of hopeful surfers, all looking to finish above the others. The competition was being judged by Salty Sea Lion and Brittany Brittlestar. The competition began as the surfers began to take to the water. They were being judged on their style and the height of the waves that they were surfing on. Both Crab and Winkle made it through to the final. Everyone was excited as they watched on from the safety of the beach. This was it, the big final. Crab was up against his good friend Winkle. As the two finalists headed out to sea, the weather changed. A storm was brewing, and that meant much, much bigger waves. Crab went first. He reached the top of an enormous wave, but then disaster struck, and his board snapped in half, leaving Crab perilously hanging on for his life. Luckily, Winkle was close by, on hand to rescue him. By now, the waves had become extremely dangerous. Hold on, Crab, called Winkle. We'll ride this out together. And Winkle was as good as his word. The duo surfed out to the top of the biggest wave ever seen at the beach. Winkle safely brought them to the safety of the shore, where they were greeted with hysterical fans cheering their names. Both Crab and Winkle were awarded the top prize and the winner's trophy. Woohoo! Good work, Winkle, smiled Crab. Thank you for saving me. You truly are an amazing surfer, just like me. Ha ha! And that is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.